Gulliver's Travels. Lemuel Gulliver was an Englishman with a curious mind and a love of adventure. After studying medicine, he became a ship's doctor, which gave him the chance to travel the world. But on one voyage, his ship was caught in a terrible storm and wrecked. Gulliver swam for his life and washed up on a strange shore. Exhausted, he fell asleep. When he woke up, he was tied to the ground with hundreds of tiny ropes. Around him stood tiny people, no bigger than his thumb. They were the Lilliputians. Though small, they were brave and clever. At first, they were afraid of Gulliver, but soon they realized he meant no harm. The Emperor of Lilliput ordered that Gulliver be fed and cared for. He became a sort of giant helper in their kingdom, putting out fires, helping with construction, and even scaring away enemies. But Gulliver also saw the Lilliputians' faults. They argued over silly things, like which end of an egg should be broken first. Their pride and politics seemed foolish to him. Eventually, Gulliver fell out of favor with the emperor. Fearing for his safety, he escaped on a boat and was rescued by another ship. His adventures did not stop there. On his next journey, Gulliver was shipwrecked again, this time in Brobdingnag, a land of giants. Here everything was enormous. The houses, the animals, even the insects. Gulliver was as small to them as the Lilliputians had been to him. A kind farmer's daughter cared for him like a doll, and the king and queen of Brobdingnag were amazed by his tiny size. Gulliver tried to tell them about England and its great weapons, but the king was shocked. He said that a nation so proud of killing machines must be foolish. Gulliver felt embarrassed. Later, a giant bird carried him off in its claws and dropped him into the sea, where he was rescued once again. On another voyage, Gulliver reached Laputa, an island that floated in the sky. The people there were obsessed with mathematics and music, but were clumsy in everyday life. They ignored practical matters, and their country below suffered as a result. Gulliver shook his head at their strange ways. Finally, Gulliver came to the land of the Humans, a society of intelligent horses. They were wise, peaceful, and ruled by reason. Living among them, Gulliver admired their simple honesty. But the land was also home to the Yahoos, ugly human-like creatures who were selfish and violent. The Humans treated them like animals. Gulliver began to wonder if humans were more like the Yahoos than the Yahumins. When he returned home to England after many years, Gulliver felt different. He had seen tiny people with big pride, giants with simple wisdom, dreamers who forgot reality, and noble horses who lived by reason. He realized that human beings had both strengths and weaknesses, and that pride and greed often caused more harm than good. Though he was back in England, Gulliver would always carry the lessons of his travels in his heart. The moral of the story is, open-mindedness and humility lead to wisdom. Seeing the world through different eyes helps us understand ourselves and others better. Idiom: the grass is always greener on the other side. Meaning, people often think that other places or situations are better than their own until they truly experience them for themselves.